Warsimmer, Broken Arrow is really coming along now, and I have to know. Is it finally the modern military wargaming real-time strategy simulation we've all been waiting for? Well, maybe. When I got my hands on the media demo for Broken Arrow, I was greeted with a tutorial and the promise of a single mission after I trudged my way through boot camp. What that means is, lucky you, we'll be looking at the single-player side of things today. Which is great, really, because I know you're probably a wonk like me who would never even dream of playing multiplayer, because that means you'd have to actually interact with someone. Anyway, the first thing I noticed with the tutorial was how well fleshed out it was. Broken Arrow's tutorial is good, really good, and it dives you into the immersive waters of its experience by having you chauffeur a politician around a base to show off your latest military hardware. You see, you're teaching this politician about the military, but really, you're being taught, and still Balalaika did an excellent job here. As you explore the different stations of choppers, armor, artillery, etc., you'll see trucks driving around and Chinooks swooping over your head, doing their own thing, and it really comes alive and adds to that immersion. Soldiers banter back and forth, and it feels like you're actually touring this politician around, and oh my god, this lady drives like a madman. But anyway, I appreciate the thought given to the tutorial because it shows how much the developers are putting their hearts into Broken Arrow. They're not phoning anything in. There's attention to detail here, which I love in games. When we pulled up to the AA section and I stared in all of the Patriot missile system, my liaison mentioned that its radar is normally turned off to avoid anti-radiation missiles, which gave me an early insight into how deep this game was going to be. AP vs. HE, ARAD and Stingers, choppers avoiding radars by flying low, and laser-guided munitions that need actual recon on the ground to point them. I won't keep going, but for us wargaming weirdos, this game is complex and authentic. So much so that at one point the lieutenant accompanying me felt she needed to let me know that an advantage of US tanks was that they moved in reverse faster than their Russian counterparts. I wonder why Steel Balalaika, the lieutenant, decided she needed to tell me this. No, tanks won't attempt to automatically face the nearest threat where their armor is thickest, but that's okay. And anyway, you're actually supposed to face your threats at a bit of an angle to the target, 30 or 40 degrees. And now that I think of it, that's actually applying to World War II tanks. And I've been playing too much Graviteam. As for aesthetics, the graphics are going to be very good, especially for a war game. Scale looks great, models and effects are sharp, and even the soldiers look good. As of right now, the only thing holding it back is, in my opinion, what appears to be not that great anti-aliasing. The visuals can look a bit jaggy, but with a softening filter, it will be right up there with the best. It could just be my computer too, but I don't know. And the sound? Oh yes, chef's kiss. You zoom in and find yourself surrounded by the ambience of birds chirping and nature being lovely, and then you get into the action and start hearing the chaos, and it's like a symphony in your ears. Artillery rounds can be felt when they explode and move the earth. Machine gun fire erupts and rings haymakers into your ears. And the A-10's buzzsaw. That sound alone can deforest the Amazon faster than a group of rogue loggers could ever dream. Broken Arrow is obviously going to be compared to Warno, which is fair. There's essentially a unit card system where you buy troops and spawn them in. The maps are large and mostly flat, and you can certainly feel the similar gameplay when you're logging hours into the game. But that's not too big of a deal. If I have to be honest, I'd say it feels like it's only in the same genre of Warno, in a very undercrowded genre. It's like how back in the day, Command & Conquer was the sole title in the RTS genre before others entered the field. Eugen, you just have some competition now. If I'm describing it in a nutshell, I'd say Broken Arrow is a slightly deeper, more combat mission-esque type of game, and by that I obviously don't mean that it plays like combat mission. What I mean is that you have more control over the minutiae, and really have to pay attention to details. Think of Graviteam vs. Combat Mission and their differences, and then you can see that Combat Mission is more akin to Broken Arrow. It also has a bit of an old school feel to it, which is cool with me. Oh yeah, and you can make infantry run too, so that's nice. But what about the pacing? I know a lot of you guys feel wargames these days are too much of a click per minute spaz fest. So is Broken Arrow manageable? I'm just going to come out and say it. You can breathe a sigh of relief, because yes, it is. I also get that it sounds a little contradictory when I just mentioned you had more minutia to control, but it translates to being more strategic rather than clicks per minute. And there's no better way to demonstrate this than by actually showing you the gameplay. So, on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, I'll have the complete mission with commentary uploaded for you. Thanks for watching and welcoming me back, guys. I read all the comments and it meant a lot. I'm going to try to figure out some finances so I can do these videos regularly. So if you like the content, subscribe and share with your friends. Have a great day.